Hey everyone, Andrew Medlam here, and inside this video, I want to talk specifically about client acquisition funnels. The reason being is that if you don't have a filtering system in place as a business owner, chances are you're just going to fill your calendar full of people that are not serious, they're not hungry, they're not committed, they don't really know what you do or how it can help them, and they don't have the resources to invest in you, or they're not resourceful enough to be able to invest in you. So you want to try and eliminate the risk as much as possible. So you're only filling your calendar full of people that you know you can serve from the highest of levels, and they either have the resources or they can be resourceful in order to invest in your coaching offer or your program or your services. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you a quick walk down of our client acquisition funnel. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's so in depth that sometimes it's really hard to explain just how good it is and how in depth it is and how it operates. So I'm going to jump into and open up this document. So this is the process, right? This is our client acquisition funnel. This is our high ticket client acquisition funnel. Let me just share the screen. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, I'll just move it around a little bit. So understand this. There's a lot of psychology in the way that this is structured. Because again, right, you want to eliminate risk of wasting your time on call with people that you can't serve them, or they don't have the money to invest, right? So prior to somebody coming and jumping on a call with you, it's important that you can pre-qualify the prospect in advance of the call. It's also important that you can pre-frame the call. Now, if you can do those two things prior to somebody coming on a call with you, right, you're going to increase the chances of them showing up to the call. Does that make sense? Because typically, I know a lot of coaches, they'll say either they're getting people on a call that can't invest, there's like, they don't have the budget to invest, or they cancel, or they're just the no-shows. And again, right, as a business owner, you want to try and eliminate the risk of that happening as many times as possible. So you're maximizing on your marketing efforts, and you're also maximizing on your sales efforts as well, right? Makes sense? So let's walk and talk you through this again. As I'm explaining this, I understand there's a lot of psychology in why this is in place. So let's, for example, people been consuming your material online, they're loving your content, you're really pre-framing, you're really showcasing your expertise online. They're really binging on your content. Now, if they can't binge on your content, that's a problem, because they need to be able to binge on your content prior to you actually sending them a link to actually schedule a call. So that's another training for another day, but that needs to be in place. So you're in a conversation in DMs with people, and you're thinking, okay, I can serve this person, and they're like open to having a conversation with you. So you send them a link so they can actually book a call. Now, typically what happens is that somebody will just send them a link through to a Calendly page, just a calendar event, right? Where they can just pick a date, pick a time, and answer a few questions and schedule a call. Now, that might have been okay at one stage in time when the marketplace wasn't saturated, when there weren't a lot more people out there, when there weren't a lot more people getting their attention. But today, it's not as effective. We need to be smarter. You need to be smarter, a smarter business owner today as you're moving forward, or you're just going to get left behind, because there is smart people out there. There's got a bit of this in place. So I want to showcase this with you so you can be real smart there, get some real good filtering systems in place so you can make sure that you're filling your calendar full with the right people. So we don't just send people through to a static Calendly page, what you see many coaches do. We actually send people through to a specific, what we call a walkthrough schedule page. So let me explain what's on this walkthrough schedule page. Right, there's a pre-qualifying video. Well, why have we got a pre-qualifying video? Well, it's important that by the time they get onto the call, right, they understand exactly who this call is for, who it's not for, and what's going to happen on the call. Because inside DMs, there's only so much you can actually communicate on, right? I'll explain what's going to happen on the call inside a few DMs. So this allows you to pre-qualify the call before the call. Now, once they watch that video, if they think, well, okay, because you've highlighted who it's for, what it's not, who it's not for, if they feel, look, this is not really for me, right? You've saved yourself time already, right? It's already done what it's designed to do and filter people out. But by default, if somebody watches this video and says, wow, yeah, that's amazing. That's exactly what it is I'm looking for. And that's speaking to me, right? Amazing. It's done its job, right? It's anchored that prospect in to increase the chances of them turning up to the call, right? So you can see how already this is like working in our favor, but not just in our favor, it's also working in the prospect's favor as well. Because they don't want to waste their time jumping on a call, not really knowing if this call is for them. So this is not us manipulating them. This is working for both parties. This is working for you as a business owner and a coach. It's also working for the prospect as well. And then underneath the video, this is where they can actually schedule the date and the time that works best for them, right? And then once they've picked a date and time, then the position in front of what we have and what we help clients create is a bank of questions. I'm not just talking like 1 or 2 questions, which typically a lot of coaches ask, right? We're talking 8, 9, 10 solid, hard-hitting questions that we need clarity on in order to accept somebody through for a call. If we don't request or accept calls from people who just give one-word answers. And again, we mentioned that in the pre-qualified video, right? So we're setting people up all the time. We're coaching people straight from the offset, straight out of the gate. Now, these questions are designed for us to really understand where this prospect is in the sales journey of building their business, really to understand the severity of their problem, where they want to go. But the bottom section of these questionnaires is designed for us to understand their financial situation. Why that? Well, we're a business owner, right? And if you're bringing people onto a call that, like, they have no budget to invest, they don't want to invest, or they can't be resourceful, then as a business owner, that's not going to serve you, right? You can fill your calendar all day long with like those people. You're not going to make any sales. It's just a matter of fact. It's business. So it's important as a business owner that you feel like you ask these financial questions up front to understand that, if this is something that you can serve and you want to serve and is a fit, then they also have the resources to invest, or they can be resourceful to invest. And then underneath there, we also have a bank of client case studies. And again, this just gives confidence in your prospect before the call, right? They can see other people that's been in similar situations that's now generates 90K sales, but prior they didn't, right? And it's all because of working with us. So it just gives the prospect confidence in you as somebody that's got a solution that is actually delivering results. So that's what happens on the walkthrough page. And then once they've picked a date and time and they've answered the questions, let me just say one more thing about this, right? You might be thinking, well, my prospects, they're not going to answer 8, 9, 10 hard-hitting questions. Well, again, if that's the case, then they're not prospects. They're never going to become a client. You don't really want them to become a client. If they can't do anything as simple as, answer a few questions and commit 5 minutes or 10 minutes out of their time to answer some questions, then, are they going to get time to actually show up to a call? Are they going to get time or have time to actually do the work to generate the results? If they're not prepared to answer the questions, and again, it's just filter them out, right? It's done you a job. It saved you time and effort. Okay. So straight away, we're filtering them out. This is amazing. If you don't have anything like this in place, you need to get something like this in place as quick as possible. So they then submit their details. And we'll talk about the automated sequence that happens afterwards. But as soon as they submit their details, they hit a redirect link that sends them through to another page, which is called the shock and awe page. Now, I didn't create or invent the shock and awe title. It's been around in sales for years, and you can research shock and awe sales, and you'll get an explanation of what that means inside Google. But let me give you an example. It's like, once somebody's booked a call with you, doesn't necessarily mean to say that they're a client, or they're going to buy from you, or they're going to show up, right? So what we do not want is for them to book a call and then get sent through to a static, box standard page that's not customized by the service that you're using to schedule calls into your calendar, that just says your call is booked and confirmed and scheduled, and this is the time. It's not good enough, because chances are then they can then go off into another Facebook group to start consuming material of somebody else that they're already following, right? That means that you have lost their attention. We want to maintain their attention. We want them to hang around us a little bit more, experience more of us. Does this make sense, right? This is so powerful. In fact, if you watch my previous video where I shared the 7-11-4 rule, if you didn't, I'll add a link underneath this video so you can actually watch that. But if you didn't, we actually share the rule of, you know, you need to be creating like more than 7 and 11 touch points. And the more touch points that you create, the more they know you, like, and trust you prior to the conversation, prior to the call. So this is another touch point. So we want them to be in shock and in awe with what we deliver next, right? And what we have here is a pre-frame video, right? Inside this pre-frame video, what we're doing is actually handling objections in advance of the call, before the call, right? Super powerful. If you want to eliminate people asking, you know, the top 5, or, you know, coming up with the top 5 main objections that typically people come up with, if you can answer those in advance of the call, you're going to save yourself time on the call. But you're also making it easy for the client to buy, and you're making it easy for you to sell, right? Again, can you understand the psychology in how this is set up and why it's set up this way, right? This is so powerful, so deep, and it's amazing. And then again, underneath there, you've got client case studies. What we also have as well on this video, on this page, Shock and Awe page, is a walkthrough, right? Is like a behind the scene walkthrough of what it actually looks like inside our 6-month mentorship program. So they can actually see behind the scenes, and they can see potentially what they might be investing into before they actually invest. Again, we're eliminating them being uncertain if, well, is this the coach that can actually help me? Do they have real training and real information they're actually going to share, that's actually going to create transformation? So, excuse me, just have a drink. So we give them a quick walkthrough of what it looks like behind the scenes. You could do something very, very similar. And then case studies as well. Excuse me. So also what's happening in the behind the curtains, as soon as somebody schedules a call, that creates an event. It sends the details through to your Calendly system. You receive a notification on your app. You get an email. It also creates an event inside Zoom, automatically automated. And your prospect receives a confirmation email. Inside the confirmation email, just clarifies that the date and the time the call's been booked, gives them some instructions of expectations of, like, prior to the call, but it also gives them something special, right? It gives them another video to watch. The reason why we're doing this, again, psychology, is that we want them to hang around us a little bit more. We want them to consume more information from us. So we're just cementing in that, look, wow, this is amazing. I'm just getting given all this free information, high-level training prior to the call, right? So by the time they come onto the call, it's like the sales nearly already closed. The sales nearly already closed. And then we have 3 follow-up automated emails that goes out that preps them for the call. And these are just small prompts, right? But so valuable. and the work. And then simultaneously as well, right, what we do is we also follow up in DMs as well. So whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on Facebook, whatever platform that you found that prospect on, we would follow up on that specific platform. And the first follow-up would be just as simple as soon as somebody schedules a call with you, it'd be, hey John, just seeing that you just scheduled a call on this date and time, just want to confirm this with you, right? And it's just another touch point, right? It's just another line of communication. And they'll come back and say, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that's what I've scheduled the call for, right? Typically, what happens is that when somebody schedules a call, they hear nothing until the call. This is one of the reasons why people don't show up. This is one of the reasons why our success rate, our show rate is 85%. In fact, it's seldom, I don't know if I said this earlier on, but it's seldom that like people do not show up to a call. Why? Because we've got this filtering system built in place. And then 48 hours, we have another touch point, 24 hours to the call, we have another touch point. And then on the day, we have another touch point. And again, all these touch points, they're already created, right? So we just need to, we know what we're posting, we know when we're doing it. We just need to follow the process. And then you can actually have the call. And when the person turns up to the call, right, they already know you, like, and trust you. You give them masses of value. They know exactly what you do, how you can help them. And like, they know that roughly what your prices are for the call. So they know that you're not cheap, but they know 100%, right, that you've got a solution that can help them. And you are 100% positioned as an expert that can solve that problem with the offer that you've got. So I just wanted to like give you a quick walkthrough of that, because I know a lot of coaches don't have that, right? A lot of coaches just have like Calendly, and they just have the date and the time, and then they like maybe one or two questions. They're not really set up from a level that really allows you to filter out, well, you know, shall I accept this call or shall I reject this call? If you cannot do that one simple thing, right, then chances are you're going to be wasting your time with a lot of people that can't invest in your offer. Or if they can, it's not the money that you want to bring on board or the transformations that you can provide your client. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got value on that. I'm sure you did get value from that. If you've got any quick questions around that, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer those questions for you. If you would like to schedule a walkthrough call with me, which is a 30-minute call, where we actually walk you through the entirety of the process and the systems that we have inside our six-month mentorship program, inside the Six-Figure Coach offer, then there'll be a link around this video somewhere where you can actually go ahead and book in a date and time with me. And again, fill out the questionnaire, and then we can get you on that call if we feel as though we can help you. If you can't find that link, just send me a message, just send me a DM. Just tell me you watch this video and you'd like to schedule in a walkthrough call, and we can take it from there. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you found that valuable, useful, helpful. Go ahead and build something like this into your business. And again, this is what we help clients with, right? You know, I've just given you a 30,000 foot with like 50,000 foot viewpoint. When we work with clients, we work with them in the trenches, and we actually help them build this out inside their into their business for them. And whilst it might look a lot, it can be done in a day. It can be done in 2 days max. And there's actually not a lot of moving parts. You just need to do it. And then once it's done, it's done. Okay, guys, so love you, leave you, and I'll speak to you soon.